Welcome to Mastering Monday. I'm Monique Williams, the Partnership Coordinator for the Daniel Center of Leadership. Mastering Monday is created to help you add purpose to your work so that you can experience God's best for your life. With that being said, let's get into this content.
Hey guys, it's Alan Williams Jr. Guys, welcome back to Mastering Monday. Listen, we are pumped up. This is one of my favorite times of the year because it's where reflection meets preparation, right? Like we're reflecting on how far we came and we're preparing for how far we want to go. Listen, I just love quarter four. I just love the end of the year. Hopefully you guys are preparing yourselves to spend some time with family, get some good time to reflect and some really good time to strategize and prepare. Listen, before we get into the content today, let me know where you're watching us from. This does a few things. You can let me know where you're watching us from. You can let me know what you're anticipating today. You can drop some emojis that show me how you feel just about where Mastering Monday is and what it means to you. The reason I want you to blow the comment section up is because it signals to the algorithm that this content is beneficial. And then you know what that does? It lands on more people's timeline. We're able to spread this news, spread this word, and help more people master their Monday. So yeah, light the comment section up. So I'm going to be in the comment section with you. I'm interacting. Monique's in the comment section. Guys, you know us by now. We're hands-on, right? We're hands-on. We want to be in the conversation. We want to extend the conversation. Let us know where you're watching us from too, because there's some very amazing things that we are looking forward to doing in the new year, and it involves you, right? We have some people that are watching us, of course, from South Carolina. We're right here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina is, right here as well. And so we have people watching from South and North Carolina. We also have people watching us from Arizona, have people watching us from Chicago. Listen, people all around, people in different areas are viewing Mastering Monday. And we want to make sure that we provide you all the resources wherever you are that you need, right? And I'm sure that there's others around you that can also benefit from the message. So make sure you let us know. Guys, the content that we're going to get into today, man, it is next level because as you prepare yourself to go into the new year, how many of you know not only do we need to prepare ourselves and we need to strategize and plan to have a big year, but guys, we have to get our mindsets positioned to what it takes to have a big year. I'm going to say that again. Not only should we be strategizing and planning to have a big year, we should also be positioning and preparing our mind for what it takes to have a big year, right? Because listen, if you think about this year, you think about 2022 and what happened and everything that you went through. Listen, how many of you know it took some resilience, right? We talked about perseverance for like a month leading into December, but it takes some perseverance to get through what you got through, right? So imagine when you want to reach higher heights in the new year, what is it going to take? More resilience, more perseverance. So we have to equip our mind for that. We have to equip our mindset for that, right? So that's what we're going to get into in our last couple segments as we head into 2023. Guys, I'm pumped up about it. Listen, if you were with us at the virtual networking mixer, the Cappuccino and Connect, if you were with us on Saturday, listen, drop some fire emojis in the comment section, whether you're watching me live or you're watching us on the replay. Listen, we had an amazing time at the virtual networking mixer, guys. It was tremendous. Networking at an unprecedented level. Listen, we had a game-changing conversation around the mentality of mastery. My wife, Monique, she joined me. Completely dropped some gems, guys. We were pumped up, and we were also blessed, and we received so much from you guys in hearing the networking sessions. It was amazing. If you did not have an opportunity, well, you had an opportunity. So listen, you had an opportunity because I told you. But if you did not take advantage of the opportunity and join us at the virtual networking mixer for December, guys, you're going to have another opportunity, and you're going to be informed about when our in-person events will be taking place in 2023. So much amazing news. Make sure you head over to the Daniel Center of Leadership community on Facebook. Make sure you join that group, be a part of the community, because that's where all the updates take place, right? Mastering Monday is available for everybody, but there's an exclusive community that you want to make sure that you're a part of. Just simply search the Daniel Center of Leadership, and it'll probably pop up before you even get to center, right? As soon as you type in the Daniel, listen, it'll probably pop up. You'll see my wife and you'll see my picture up there, and you go ahead and be a part of that community. All right, guys. So what we're going to talk about today, man, I'm so excited about it because it really puts mastering the offseason into perspective, right? And anytime you're thinking about preparing, you have to think about an off season, right? Because that's the foundation. That's the practice field for preparation. Come on, guys. Listen, your off season is the practice field, right? And on that practice field, you're preparing, right? And you're preparing for your next. You're preparing for what's to come. Listen, your situation right now may not seem that desirable, right? You might be going through a series of rejections, right? You might be going through seemingly losses, right? You might be going through disappointments. And there may be some regret even in the current season that you're in. How many of you know there's an off season, there's a training camp that you can enter into while you're going through your current season? Guys, I'm telling you, I'm feeling it already. I hope you are. But listen, guys, there is a training facility in your mind. There's a training facility within your lifestyle that you can enter into, and it's called the off season. And that's where mastery takes place. Yeah. That's where you're able to break away from what seems like reality, right? I'm getting these rejections, I'm getting these no's, and I'm able to step into my off season and begin to embrace mastery in the midst of that season of rejection, in the midst of disappointment, right? And so when I step into my off season, now I can begin to cultivate. Oh man, I'm getting into the content because that's what we're going to talk about today. Listen, guys, I want to share with you three things before we go into 2023. I want to share with you 3 areas that you have to master before you go into the new year. And listen, this is not one of those cliches. Listen, January 1, everything resets. Listen, if you're on that, cool. I'm not here to bash that. But you guys know, if you've been rocking with me on Mastering Monday, I don't believe in just magically resetting, right? I believe that life is real things happen, and we have to take real charge and real control if we're going to gain momentum, if we're going to change the course of our outcomes. So again, I don't believe in like a January 1st, there's a reset, even though January 1st is special for me because that's our wedding anniversary. So big shout out to my wife. Let me grab some points there, right? Listen, January 1st, I love it. But guys, listen, this is what I want you to know. It doesn't matter that the calendar changes a year, right? What matters is we're prepared. We have a mindset on, okay, this is how I'm going to have a refresh internally. This is how I'm going to set my life in order before it even happens, right? That's where reset begins. And we're going to talk about the 3 areas that are going to help you get that internal refresh, that internal reset, right? And the first one, I mentioned it earlier, is cultivating. Number 2 is serving. And then number 3 is perfecting a skill. Man, come on, guys. Listen, let's jump right into it. So our prototype is going to be David, right? So on this segment of Mastering Monday, we're going to zero in on cultivating because you should be cultivating. And David taught us how to cultivate. Man, and there was several areas that David cultivated. We hear about David slaying the giant. We hear about David becoming king, and those were milestones, quote unquote. But I'm here to tell you, look, there were some other milestones that David had. Man, I'm telling you, slaying the giant was amazing. But guys, David mastered his offseason. Listen, there was a period in David's life where David's reality did not look like a king. Guys, guys, I'm here to tell you that you're not the only one facing unfortunate situations right now. You're not the only one facing undesirable outcomes right now. You're not the only ones battling through rejection right now. Listen, the reason David is a prototype is, yes, he was able to slay the king, but slay the giant. But guys, David did something even more amazing in preparation for slaying the king. Listen, the giant. Why do I keep calling him a king? Listen, he became king. But David did some amazing things that we have to really take hold of in his preparation for all of those milestones that he had in his life. And it starts with cultivation. Listen, David cultivated a few things, and I want you to get this, write this down. Better yet, drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments right now, because I want you to actually feel yourself typing this out so you can know, so you can lock it into your mind. This is what I have to do. This is what I have to do. All right, so number one, he cultivated a hobby. Listen, we talk about him slaying the bear, Listen, he did all that stuff, but David also cultivated a hobby in this offseason that was a game changer when his next came. Listen, David cultivated a hobby. He was a musician. Listen, David cultivated his hobby during his offseason. Come on, guys. And you know, if you know the scripture in 1 Samuel, listen, when the king needed somebody to come in and play for him and play the string instrument for him, listen, David came highly recommended. That would have never happened. We're going to get into that in a minute, but that would have never happened if David would not have cultivated a hobby in this offseason. I want to ask you today, what hobbies are you cultivating? Yeah. Yeah. I know you have your job. I know you're doing your 9 to 5. I know you're building your amazing business. I know you're headed to 6 figures, or maybe you're even at 6 figures right now and you're headed to 7. Listen, wherever you are in your journey, listen, I know it's amazing. I know what you do every day is amazing. But what else are you cultivating? Right? If we were to take your phone, if we were to take your phone and go through your phone and start to scroll your history, scroll your YouTube history. Listen, what are you researching? Who are you following that don't just entertain you, but they stretch you? How are you getting educated? What hobbies are you cultivating? What things on the inside of you that are innate and you're just naturally good at it? How are you getting better in those areas? Yeah. I'm pausing because I want you to reflect on that. Listen, as you go into the new year, as you go into your next level of preparation, these are things, guys, that you're not hearing on YouTube. You're not just hearing these on IGs. Nobody's doing Facebook Lives that are saying, hey man, before you reach that next level, before you get that 6, 7, 8 figures, this is what you need to be doing. So yeah, I want you to reflect on that. Somebody put, I have to cultivate something. I have to cultivate something. Because I want you to understand that, yes, you're going to get to the next level. Yes, you're going to get some amazing opportunities. But guess what? When those opportunities come, what all will you be bringing to the table? Guys, I'm telling you, listen, this has been amazing. This has been amazing, but I got more. Listen, we got more content to get into, and we got very little time because you have to go master your Monday, right? So listen, David cultivated a hobby. David was also ambitious. Listen, how many people know? Listen, we talked about it before. It's going to take more than motivation. It's going to take some discipline. And when we take the motivation to change, motivation to grow, and we add discipline to that, guess what it creates? It builds some ambition. David was ambitious. That's what took him through his nose. That's what carried him through his nose, right? When he kept getting rejected, that's what got him there. He was ambitious. He was looking beyond the person. He was looking beyond the opportunity. No, he had a drive on the inside of him that whether he got a yes or a no, he plowed through it. Who out here today that's watching me either live or by the replay? Respond in the chat. Listen, how many of you need to hear that? Listen, I have to plow through some things. I dare you to drop it in the comment and say, hey, I am going to plow through every rejection I face. Man, listen, guys, if you embrace that and you implement that, I'm telling you, it's about to be game changing. I'm telling you it is. So guys, number one, he cultivated a hobby. He was ambitious. Listen, and he was also a defender of others. I want to ask you a question today, and it might be somewhat personal, but what are you defending? Who are the people that will be impacted if you have the ambition to prepare for your next, the ambition to fight through those rejections? What's that list of people? That list of 3 to 5 people that will be impacted whether you really go hard and you really persevere through, or whether you retreat and you never reach the goal. Who's going to be impacted by that? I want you to really think about that. See, because we think about, all the things, all the cliches that we say leading into a new year, all gas, no brakes, this 2023 is going to be pressure all year. Listen, come on. Don't look at me like that on that phone. Don't look at me. Listen, you've seen it. You probably even shared it, right? So guys, but I want you to really, 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 really take that mastery moment. Whose life is going to be impacted if you don't take it up a notch, right? And then even deeper, how will your life be impacted? How will you be able to bless others if you take your focus up a notch, if you take your perseverance up a notch? What will that mean to your community? What will that mean to your business? What will that mean to your family? What will it mean to your spiritual growth and development? See, I want you to really hone in on that, guys. Really hone in on that this week as you go through and you prepare. Lastly, I want to share with you, listen, David cultivated his spiritual connection. Ah, man, come on. Put that in the comments. Listen, I have to cultivate my spiritual connection. I have to cultivate my spiritual connection, because guys, as we wind up and as we begin to land this plane down on this week's episode of Mastering Monday, I want you to know that no matter what else you're cultivating, your hobbies, your discipline, your ambition, listen, no matter what else you do, it won't mean what it could mean to you and to others if you don't cultivate your spiritual connection. I'll take it a step further. Listen, guys, you'll never reach the fullness of what God has for you if you don't cultivate your spiritual connection. So in our last 30 to 45 seconds, listen, what I'm saying is you have to have a spiritual strategy just like you have a professional strategy. Yeah. Meaning, what time am I waking up and spending time with the Lord? Right? Because I don't care what you say. Listen, you're not spending as effective time with the Lord before you go to bed as you are whenever you wake up. Listen, those eyes begin to get heavy. Everything you went throughout the day, listen, that is competing for your mind. It's competing for your attention and energy. Listen, guys, we have to craft out time for the Lord in the beginning of our day before we even get started. What's going to be your spiritual strategy as you head into the new year? So guys, listen, several mastery moments in today's talk, right? Several mastery moments. I want to remind you, head over to the Daniel Center of Leadership page, join our community, and God, spend some time with your family, spend some time reflecting, resetting, and meet me back here next week. That's right, next week for another episode of Mastering Monday.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are excited to be hanging out with you today for another edition, episode, talk, or motivational moment with the Daniel Center of Leadership. And we believe the content, the insight is being a game changer for you. So listen, like, tag, share, hang out with some people around this conversation, start some conversations on your jobs with your family, your coworkers, your peers, even your pastors and your church members. We believe that the insight that's being shared is helping you master Monday so that Jesus is glorified and you experience